Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome sweethearts. I'm really glad that you've come over to check it out. I do hope you'll stick around. Still working on my Mademoiselle journal. I know it seems like I've been doing it forever. She's going to be big and chunky, and as well I've not put her together yet because I've got to add loads of trim, so I haven't got around to do that. That's what tonight's video was going to be, well today whenever you're watching it. But then I thought, coming towards the end of the journal, I'm waiting on fabric as well, because I do like when I'm doing a hardcover, if she ends up being hardcover, that's what I want. And I do like to dye my own fabrics sometimes, like to get the precise shade I want and whatnot. And I'm completely out of plain white cotton, so I'm waiting for that to come. So I was gonna grab my signatures out and sit and decorate them. That'll probably be the next video, because then I thought I've not done one bit of decoupage in this whole journal so far. And if you're with me a lot, you know I love a bit of decoupage. I can't say it. Decoupage. I love a bit of that. So I've got this beautiful, beautiful napkin, which I'll still have them two bits left. I was torn of whether to use it because it's so pretty, and I've already used one square somewhere else along the line since I've had it. I don't know how long I've had it. I want to say that it would be one of the ones that Denise sent me when she sent me a great big bumper pack of stuff, but I might be wrong, and if I am, I do apologise. So I'm thinking for this lovely little envelope, if I can get these little roses off and just have this bunch here, they'll fit, won't they, on here, and then I can use them on the other side. So that's what I'm going to try and do without throwing the water pen about. We've started anyway. I always drop something or throw something and yeah, lose something. You've got all that to come if you know. But it's no dramas. So my light, I don't know what's going on today. So how are you all? Oh sorry if that light is a bit in the way. It's decided to start playing up tonight, but it don't matter. We can get through that. Right, so I'll gently try and just separate these lovely roses, and then we'll be all right. So I hope everyone is fine and dandy and settling into 2021. It sounds so mad to say that. I'm feeling old when it just sounds so crazy. Back to the future. Yeah, it's pretty much the same as December was, November was. Let's come back. It's pretty much the same. We're in really strict lockdown now, back like what we was in last March. You can only go out really for essentials, and that is it. No mixing at all. My mum is having her vaccination tomorrow morning because she's going to be 81 next month, so she's entitled to have it. Right, I'm just going to get these off of the main napkin. I'm going to separate this bit as well because it's the French word for love, amour. So we'll have a bit of that, because we all need a bit more love in the world, I think, in these troubled times. Yeah, she's having the vaccination tomorrow. Do you know she's had a couple of scam people about the vaccination, phoning her like and saying, oh yeah, you can have it, but because we're getting it rolled out as quick as possible, you've got to pay. And yeah, they're just scammers trying to rip off old people by fooling them into thinking that they've got to pay for their vaccination. So when it was the real doctor that phoned her, like, she was anxious that was it really the doctor's surgery, you know, because she'd already had a couple of scam ones, but she had, luckily, she had heard about the scam, because something similar happened to her neighbour last year, and so she recognised it as a scam, even though she's old, and she just said to him, "Don't phone here again or I'll call the police." And then she got a text saying that about a vaccination, and her doctor's surgery haven't even got that mobile phone number, so they've only got her house number, so she knew that that was fake as well. Well, no, she didn't actually with that one. She rung the surgery back. She wouldn't part with any money and agree to go and pay for this super fast vaccination, and then she phoned the doctor's surgery to find out if it was real or if someone was trying to scam her again. And the surgery said, "Well, we haven't got your mobile phone number. We've only got one number for you, and it's your landline." So that was a bit naughty again. But then, yeah, for real, because she is 80 and they're rolling out the elderly first, you know, working downwards from over 80s, and then once they're all done, they'll do the over 70s and just progressing that way down, unless it's someone like that's got underlying health issues that would need it earlier. But yeah, she's having hers tomorrow morning, but luckily she had her wits about her, because yeah, she's had a couple of scams so far. I just think it's awful, don't you? Right, I've got those. They're bound to blow away in a minute, and that fits lovely there. I'm just going to get my scissors. I know it's not good to have like right straight edges, but just at the top there, I just want to cut in and get rid of the black of the stem of the flower that was above, because it don't notice much like that, but then when you get it onto a really light, what's it called, envelope, we will end up seeing it. Right, yeah, that's all right. Oh no, a little dark bit there. Right, yep, that'll be fine. Oh, I told you I'd do something and blow them away. Right, oh, I can see another little dark bit. Right, I don't want to be cutting it about, because it is better to pull it, isn't it? But now I've done that, maybe just very carefully fray those edges with the water pen, so that it don't look like that one's been cut with scissors. It just blends it in so much better. Right, there we are. Yep, I'm sure that'll be fine once I get rid of that tiny black speck that even the scissors and now going with the water pen hasn't seemed to get rid of. It's really, it's really stubborn. You don't want to give up. It's like a splinter. Right. Oh, come on, that's it. Right, I'll grab my inks, because I want to have a little ink around first. I think going quite subtle with maybe the tattered rose, hang on, or a little bit darker with the Victorian velvet. I think because of the pinks, this is more like a peachy pink. Let's do a little test. That's quite a similar colour. I need a little, I'll use the brush. There we are. Right. we'll see. Right, a little bit like that. That is very light, but it is lovely. Or I can use the same brush because they're very light colours. I think I'm going to go with the Tattered Rose actually on this. So I'll just give that a rub. Get the rest off of there. And right, we'll just have a nice little ink around while I try to be careful enough not to lose the little bits that I've just cut out, the little bits of napkin. Yeah, I did have to tell my mum off. Like, obviously she's got to go out tomorrow to go and get her jab. But, yeah, the day before, she went out and done a big shop. I said, Mum, you're so at risk. Why didn't you call us? Oh, because I needed a lot. I said, well, that doesn't matter. And I said, like, you could have run my son Josh, because he normally gets bits for her. And then she went, well, he wouldn't have managed. I needed loads. I said, well, how did you manage? I got a cab. I said, well, he could have done that, you know. just because he ain't gonna like carry it all on foot don't mean he can't go. I said to her, I'll pay for the flipping cabs, and I don't care how many anyone has to get. Just stay indoors. But yeah, she's a bit of an hard one to get through to. But, I mean, she is going to have her jab tomorrow, so it gives you a little bit of peace of mind, you know. I know there's been a lot of controversy, should you have it or shouldn't you have it, but to be honest, my mum lets it the chance, because she's thinking if she has it, she might be able to go away, go and see my sister in Spain. But, yeah, I don't think you're allowed, whether you've had it or not. I don't think they're letting people in at the minute. But we shall see. Right. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade of pink. And I'm going to have that right there, like that, pretty central. And you can see there's some grey up here. I mean, once it's on, I can fiddle about. I've got grey inks or different colours, we can sort it out. I've got my brush. Oh, I just threw a flower I made earlier. Knocked that on the floor. Let's take me blue out of its pretty little holder. And then you can see the shame of the pot. But to be fair, those of you that have been with me ages know it must be boring now, but I called it Not Podge because it's just been watered down so many times with normal PVA and normal glue, water and that, then more PVA, more water. I don't know what brand of glue is in there. It's just a big mishmash of loads over the years, because yeah, I liked Mod Podge, but you get the exact same results with just PVA and water. And I think Mod Podge, I can't say it even, I think it's quite expensive. But then these things aren't they, some of them. I'll tell you what, me glue, sometimes get this big bottle that is 8 fluid ounces, or sometimes I get this small bottle, right, which is 4 fluid ounces, but I buy them in twos, and it's the exact same price. Well, at the moment on Amazon, this one is £12.99, or 2 4-ounce bottles are £8.50 for the same. That's that, and 2 4-ounce bottles make up 8 fluid ounces. It's the exact same amount of glue, but you're going to pay what, £5 more for it to be in a big bottle instead of coming in 2 separate ones. No, I've ordered 2 little ones because I just thought, I don't know how they can do it. Charge you the same money. Oh, no, charge you much more money and you're getting the exact same amount. Right, where am I going to put the more? I'm just going to have it about there. Oh yeah, that's cute. And I might as well flip this up this way, and the one with the stem, I'm gonna have like that. Oh, I just splattered little globs of glue. I'll have to quickly just wipe over them. I don't want them drying like blobs. And right, if I can pick it up. I wanted it coming up the envelope flap like that. Right. Oh, and that one as well has got a bit that I want to get rid of. That's it. We only want the stem, we don't want bits coming off of it. Right, I'm going to dry these off with my heat tool, so I'll turn off the camera because it's just noise. And I should be right back in 1 second. Right, the envelope's nice and dry, so I'm going to go over it, give it a quick sand. This one feels a bit like I need to get a new one. So I think that'll be something else I order on Amazon, because my son goes out and gets the food shopping. But yeah, anything else, I've become, I'm sure I'm Amazon's best customer. I should be getting some sort of reward. The last year I've bought pretty much everything on Amazon, and I know loads of other people have. They must be worth an absolute fortune, that company. I mean, they're so good, especially with like free next day delivery. I love that. And yeah. And as well, you find real bargains on them. Normally the things that are like just super bargain, you have to wait for. But yeah, that don't matter. Just so cool. But yeah, I think I need some new files. Although that feels lovely and smooth. There's a bit of a lump in the middle that I'm going to try and get rid of without tearing. Just gently, that crease there. Right, that is beautiful. I really like it. Right, we'll go back in with the ink now, covering up our little white bits. And you see, it really is worth like sort of picking round, like where there would have been this stem coming out the top there, just trying to pick round the little bits. I've got where you can see the napkin broke, and I've got 2 broken stems there. Well, I'm going to go in with a pen and repair them, because that looks too disjointed for me. I think I'm not happy with that bit. But I noticed it when I was drying the envelope, and I thought I don't want to start pulling the napkin about, because wet tissue is just going to like roll up and tear away to nothing, can it? As it has done for me in the past. I'm just going to go over the whole of that white bit. And that's it. Just blend it all in. And yeah, that'll be like that. Obviously I've still got more to do on there, but yeah, I like it so far. And yeah, I'm going to grab a pen, see if I've got a fine liner. See, I let the kids use my pens and that, and I'm not just talking about the grandkids, I'm on about my daughter. Colouring on stuff. Oh yeah, we've got a micron. They're permanent ink and they're very fine. Right. And just so the black doesn't stand out, I'll take it further down the stem. And really that could do with being a dark green, but I haven't got one in such a fine liner, so I'm just gonna gently go over what's there so that it doesn't stand out a mile. And I'll do that stem as well, and then it don't look like I've coloured them in. Once that ink's properly dry, I can give it a little bit of a rub to age it a bit, and yeah, once I've done that, you won't know at all. But I don't want to sand it at the minute and smear black if it hasn't dried properly. Right, so what do I want to do now? I think I want some grey ink on there as well. So I'll pop this one back. Once I've picked up the lid, I'll just flick it on the floor and grab something else. Oh, I've got to tell you what my son did for me. As some of you might know, I've got a magnetic notice board next to me. It was my oldest son's back years ago in our old house. It was red metal thing that we got from IKEA, and it was like proper like cool and unusual and that. So he had that, and that was years ago. And then when he didn't want it, I had it in my craft room. Like, he sprayed it white for me, and I had it in my craft room up on the wall. Well, I've lived here a year now, and it's just been standing up in front of this cupboard next to me, the cupboard under the stairs, because I'm like Harry Potter. And every now and again I'll nudge it and it falls forward, everything falls off. So I didn't really keep anything on there other than these magnetic pots and a magnetic notepad, and I couldn't put this much stuff in them. I could only have, if I put more than 2 pens in one, the minute I knocked the board, they would fall off. And so he screwed it to, I said, can you just screw it to the cupboard door? You can still open and shut the cupboard door, like, but with it screwed on there, it's so sturdy, those things won't move. So he did that, and now obviously I can fill them pots, but also, which is much more like wonderful for me, I've got all little bits and bobs that I've received before in Happy Mail, things people have made and that, little cards, not the seasonal ones like Christmas and birthday things. These are just like general lovely little things that people have made or sent me, and yeah, I've been able to put them all up on the notice board next to me, and it's so lovely. I'm always saying I like to have pretty things around me because I find it so inspiring. Sorry, I was just going over that bit with a bit of pink because too much grey colour. That's why I've got the bit of paper next to me. Book, not a little bit of paper. Because yeah, too much. I just want the slightest whisper. Right, a little bit more there. That's it. It just didn't seem to be taking there how I wanted it. And so yeah, it's lovely having, it's full of colour now and that, and it's more useful. I can keep more on there so that these pots on the wall in front of me aren't weighed down with stuff, or stuff that I was having to keep underneath the desk or elsewhere. I can now have it right next to me, and I know it's not going to fall off and go somewhere. So yeah, it took him 2 minutes. I asked him, and he did it, and I went, you can't be finished. He went, yeah, Mum, look, it's done. I said, what, you've screwed it on properly? With at the top and the bottom, like it is attached. Yeah, there's no trouble at all. And I thought, why hadn't I asked him? I've been here a year. And I always kept thinking, oh, that really gets on my nerves. Why didn't I ask him 12 months ago? But nevertheless, I've asked him now, and there it is, and it's lovely. I just think it makes it more of a happy place for me, you know. Not that this isn't my happy place already, but it reminds me more of my old craft room when I did have a whole room to myself, because that's what was next to me there. And yeah, I just loved it, getting cards and things and sticking them on the notice board next to me. I just think it's lovely, and it just reminds it reminds you of all the goodness that comes from doing something like this, like the making of friends that you would never have met otherwise, and now you can't imagine your life without them in it. That for me is just amazing. I'm going to stick a bit of paper in there so I can do around this edge, because I think it'll look better. Right, so I've got to try and fit it in. Yeah, that's it. That wasn't no drama, was it? Oh, let's fold it in half. Right. Oh, go that way first. And pull it that bit. Yeah. Love it. Just a little bit more up there. That's it. Right. I'm liking it so far. Right, let's put that back. And I had an idea. So, I've got a rose somewhere, haven't I? I had one more. Oh, I bet I've made it blow away. Oh, here it is. Yay! Right, I've had this idea. Oh, and I used that scrap bit of paper I had. And inked on it. Right, hang on, I did have some more little bits. Right, that's not a bad match to the original envelope. I haven't gone along the top, have I? What am I thinking? Or if I have, it don't notice as much as it does around the other three sides. So whether I did or I didn't, I've got to go back in because it looks really odd. Right, that's better. It'll get it a little bit bolder. And a bit more. Yep, I like that better. Right, before I was going to cut out a little heart, but before I do, I'm going to decoupage this exact same flower onto this bit of card and then cut it out so that it does look exactly the same. I don't know if it's going to work out alright or not. If it don't, it doesn't matter. So it's not the end of the world, is it, if it doesn't work out for what's going on in my little brain. But I'm just going to dry this off and then I'll fill you in. Right, so it's dry. Let me grab back this bit. There might be enough ink on the brush. No, there ain't. Right, I just want, before I cut it out, to make it a little bit easier for myself, I'll just rub a little bit of this tattered rose just around our little decoupaged rose to bring it up to being the same as what we've got on the envelope. And now I'm going to cut it out. Right, and whoa! For some reason that just was really hard and then flew out like it was being fired out of a cannon. Right, I'm going to do a little light ink around. Just don't want to go mad. And then I'm going to try and make this heart into a really cool closure. Not the way I normally do with a heart, where I just put it so that you can tuck it in. We're trying something different. Right, so I want to get my heart middle lined up like that, so I know it's straight, and then I'm going just one little groove that side and one this side. So they're like, and the spaces are like 1/8 of an inch, aren't they? So then we've scored a line that's 1/4 of an inch wide. So I'm just going to score again because I'm going to want them to fold, but then to be able to open out. Right, so that part of the closure is done. I can get rid of this. This is going to be the bit, the make or break bit of the whole situation. Right, so what I've got to do, we need the middle. Right, middle, I'm going to mark it with my pencil where my middle is, and then if it's being attached here, because it can't come all the way down because it won't go, it's got to sit about there. So the bottom is going to be about there, and then I've got to measure to the highest part of the heart, which is up here. Right, and then I've got to make them marks into a little hole that is 1/4 of an inch wide. So I need a proper ruler, and I'm not one for measuring stuff. I normally just wing it, and I'm like that with cooking and everything. I'm one of them, I wing it a lot. But with this, it's got to be precise, really. Oh, I hope this goes all right. And down like that. I better go across before I do the line coming up. Right, that'll do. So that will be my little hole. And now, and I hate doing this as well. I don't think I've got any dies that would cut that actual shape. So like numbers and letters and that, all of them have got a little bit coming off here and there, and they're not the right thing. So I'm having to use a really sharp knife, and I don't do this kind of thing often because yeah, I'm hoping it'll be worth it the way it looks at the end. But yeah, I don't normally use stuff like this because I just think it's a lot of faffing, isn't it? But I really did think I could make something different and nice. Right, I need to go a bit harder. Actually, I shouldn't really be cutting on a glass board. I don't want to lose my flour. I should be doing it on the mat, shouldn't I? I think it's easier that way. Right. And there we are. Let's get a nice straight line. Sorry if I'm putting my hair in the way. Oh, it's out. Right. Okay. Oh, there's a couple of little bits that need straightening up. And I'd be better to do them with a knife, wouldn't I, than trying to sort of wing it now, when I've got this far. Right. So, just a nice, clean line is what I want. Yeah. Like that. Right. Let's get rid of these tools and whatnot. And I should come back up, and I'm going to do a little bit of just ink. And then that, let's get, there it is. Actually, I might try and get in there a little bit. Right. So I need my little heart again. Here we are. So I want my heart. I'll mark this with a pencil so that I know exactly where to stick it. And then I want my strong glue, because it's going to be an opening, so you need it to be strong. Right, I've got my strong glue. And so only half of it will be glued because of the flap. I mean, if you had an envelope where the flap goes quite lower, maybe I should have made one on, what's it face, the envelope punch board, because they tend to have quite long flap on them, the ones that I do on there. But right, so I've got to line up that bottom bit. Really, I should rub that out. I'll line that right up there and you can't see it. And I don't want all the excess glue coming outside. I do want a firm bond there. Luckily, any excess glue does just rub into a little board on it with your finger when you're using that glue. Not all glue does that, but that one does. Right, so if this goes to plan, and I've got this idea off of a bracelet I've got my daughter from her children, and the closure of the heart going through a thing, and how I want it to close is push that together and then open out the heart, and then it worked. It actually worked. Oh, I feel like I should have a fanfare, because I thought this ain't gonna work, but it has worked. And then obviously it'd be better to leave that to dry fully, because at the moment it could still come off. But it did work and it's gone through that hole. So I'm pleased with that. Now I can leave it, that part of it alone a bit, and we can carry on with the decor. I should have done this on a take-free envelope series, shouldn't I? And this be the final, like, the closure. I might even do it. Because I wanted to do a take-free envelopes, a shabby one again, while I'm working on this journal. Yeah, I'm really happy with that as being the closure. Right. The old could be better. I might try and put something around it. Just a tiny little something, you know. And I think we need something down here. So although I've only got 2 squares of this napkin left, I don't know. Oh, I'm going to grab some trims. Right, I think the cuts with the knife, it's exactly the right size that I want. I'm going to have another look through my dies before I do this again, because I'm sure I could improvise something, you know, that I can get a nice sharp clean cut. But I mean, it's not terrible, but it doesn't look polished. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to stick eyelash trim around it and just to hide that it's been cut out with a knife, like the obviousness, because the heart will still come through and open out onto this little line of eyelash trim, just going around the outside, just following the lines that I cut with the knife. Just a little change that I think will make it look better, and not like I was just winging it with a Stanley knife. Right, sharp scissors. These little ones will do, I think, because I don't need much. And quickly before the glue dries. Right. little bit, let me get these, the big guns out, they're much sharper, and I can see that I need to just take off just over 1/8 of an inch there, and hopefully the glue's still wet yet. And then once that's fluffed up, let's open up the fluff a bit, fluff it up, right. And then when I want to close it, can they still come through? Yep, that's better. Do you think that's a little bit better? I think it just hiding those knife cuts, yeah, I like it. I could have done if I had a little bit shorter eyelash trim, but I think that would be fine. Right, so with the front we've got our little amour there and our lovely roses. I don't think that needs a right lot. I might do a small cluster of fabric up here in the place of where a stamp would go, because I do like to do that, but I think the back is really plain, so I can go all out with some big trim like this, that's the top, that I can sit like that. I could even tuck a couple of tickets or something in if I wanted, and then it's only hanging that much at the front, but it does give that nice lovely over the top kind of look that I'm going for with this journal, like lots of lace and trims and yeah, a lot going on. So actually no, I'll stick it down properly. I don't need to have things stuck in the lace. I can do that on other ones. I'll just stick this down, and then I want to come in with a pink. I don't even have to have that bit showing. I could have that covered with some pink trim or lace or something. I'll have something for it, I know. Right, and let's neaten up that end as well. That's it. Little bubble there. Right, I like that. Now, I could have something like that, but this is all baby pinks and that, and if it, although I absolutely adore this, I'll use that somewhere else. So we want a light baby pink. You know what, I know it's totally different, but I think just breaking up this with this makes it more subtle. That looks, it for the size of the envelope, that is very deep, whereas if I add that, it breaks it up, and yeah, I think then the envelope will carry that very deep trim better. I don't know, am I making sense? That's how my little brain ticks and that, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Sometimes, like when you're wearing clothes and that, and you've got a block of colour, like for me, a lot of the time, I'll have a black top on and black leggings on or black jeans, and so, and it's a bit much, isn't it? So I'll break it up with a big long necklace, or I'll break it up like with things like that, or just with my jacket being colour, or even my handbag, you know, if it's warm and that. If I'm wearing a block of black, you can bet your life my shoes and handbag will be really bright in the summer if I'm wearing all black clothes. And because it breaks you up a bit, and it's the same with everything, can it? With your home and with your crafts. It's I think most of our minds work when you're a creative little soul like me. Right, I really like that now. And the hearts on that ribbon kind of tie it in. So then at the front we've just got the back of that. And what I thought, if you bear with me a sec, I've got this in a baby pink. I could add just there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I did have another one similar to that. Oh no, it's white, the other one. I've just remembered. Yeah, before I glue it down, I'm gonna get these little bits that you often get on trim. Just dotted about along the top, making it look untidy. And you know what I'm like, I can't handle untidy. Oh. Right. And they'll sit like that. I've got them the right way, and yeah. Like that. Oh, that is pretty. I love them. Right, if I cut off that stray bit there, and then I can start. Oh, these don't seem to be very sharp anymore. I bet someone's used them, even though they're in a special thing. Might just be that they was quite cheap ones. But they're handy for little tiny threads, aren't they? I normally have them at the sewing machine with me for just cutting cotton. So really, I suppose that's all they're used to. Rub off that bit of glue that sticks out of the top. No, I don't need, I want. Right. Oh, and it's the exact same shade as this ribbon, that little trim, which ties everything in nicely, doesn't it? Right, and that is wonky. Let's push that up a bit and that down a bit. Right, yeah, I like that and I like that. This should be properly dry now, so I'll pop it through our closure and then just open up the heart. Yeah, I think it's much better with a bit of eyelash trim around it. What do I want to do now? Oh, I wanted to do my little cluster over here. Right, loves, I found a whole plethora of things, all in me scraps and that, just little bits and bobs that I thought I'll just cut a couple of little squares, and yeah, they have got to be little. So that I think is too wide. So I'll take a little bit more off. Just really postage stamp sized little squares that I can layer. Maybe have a couple of things dangling down. Actually, yeah. Where's my scraps again? I've got a bit of that curtain with the fringe. I just want one bit, maybe the bottom piece, to have a bit of that fringe. So probably best to cut this bit off. And we'll do a couple of bits of that. And obviously cut that up because it's way too big. Right. Do I want a little bit of paper or cardstock? It's got to be little, but just as a start, so that I've not got things blowing away and all of that. Oh look, I've already I've already lifted that up for a glue string. But right, so we want a bit like that. I think I'm going to need my tweezers. It's like an operation, isn't it? So there we are. I wasn't sure whether in my big sort out and getting that thing put on the wall if I'd moved them, but I hadn't. Right, and we don't want glue blobs the size of the Millennium Wheel or whatever it's called. No, what was I thinking? I was thinking of the Millennium Dome, but it's not been called that since the Millennium 20 years ago. It's just the XL, but yeah, back in the day when it was the Millennium Dome, that was so long ago. That was when, yeah, when we were starting the new millennium. Do you remember everyone being scared that nothing was going to work? Planes will fall from the sky. All computer systems are going to fail because they won't know how to recognise the year 2000. And then midnight came, the clock changed on your home computer. Everyone had great big ones then, didn't they? And yeah, it ticked from 11:59 to 12 o'clock. Not a thing happened, did it? But oh, people were stockpiling. Wow, it was a bit like how it is now. With the virus, except it was just gonna, they was thinking that a computer glitch was just gonna send the whole world into chaos. Oh, it was funny back in the day. Right, so I've just layered up a few bits as you've seen. I'm going to put something in the middle. I think I'm going to put one of them little lovely gem flowers in the middle. Oh, I had them earlier. What did I do with them? There they are. Right. Only need one. Right. And I am going to put something else underneath as well. But that's just going to sit in the middle like that, which is super cute. Right. So yeah, I don't need anything else at the top. I can just glue that. Let's turn it around the way I want it. And I'm having to squeeze with all my might to just get a blob of glue out. Whereas when I don't want it, tons will come flowing out like lava. Right, that's that. But, like I said, I want something coming out from underneath. I've got this fabulous, fabulous pink, but I don't want too much of it. I just want a little bit of the end. So let's cut a tiny bit. Right. That's it. Right. And I'm going to put that underneath. Maybe around the other way so that that hangs down and that hangs like that. So we're going to need another bit of glue and attach that. And then I also add, oh, where is it? This, and like it goes fat, thin, fat, thin. It's fabulous. So I thought I'd have a bit of that hanging down. And let's just smush that up to the other bit of glue that was already there. Oh, not my fingernail. Tweezers. Smush that there. Might need a bit of glue. Because I was going to put another thing as well. Oh. Oh. A bit of this it reminds me of like little baby lamb wool. It's just so fluffy and lovely and white, and yeah, it feels so soft. It feels like a little newborn lamb. Right. And I'm going to be generous with the glue, just in a little square like that, just so that everything I've added underneath stays in place, and the cluster gets through all them extra bits that I've just added and adheres to the envelope, which I think it has. It feels pretty sturdy, and I might want to just tidy them up a bit with the one that side of trim, and I am really happy with how that has turned out. So I hope you liked my little fun closure, and yeah, my little cluster in place of a stamp and that. I think it just, when you're doing envelopes, I think it just adds something like a little bit extra and nice. So yeah, I think the next video we'll just be working on our signatures. The pockets I've made, getting them in place, seeing what signatures need more. None of them have got any trim, so we're going to be grabbing out the boxes and going for it, and you'll see how much of a trim holder I am. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you're new, do stick around, subscribe and have some fun with us. I've got loads of exciting things coming up, and yeah, I want to share it with as many of you as possible. So thank you very much for watching. I love and appreciate you all, and stay safe and wonderful, my loves. Bye for now. Bye.